going on? It's Carrie, and I want to congratulate you first and foremost for purchasing your house. And listen, that was a wild journey, and it was probably a tough journey, but you're at the finish line. You moved in the house. We've already started moving some furniture around, and I'm happy for you. However, I want to take a moment to stop and think about some things, and it might be time to reset on some things that you may or may not have thought about, but I just want to bring it to your attention. First things first, it's time to re-engage that budget. And what I mean by re-engage that budget, we had a certain budget coming in to purchase the property. Now we have to re-engage that budget now that we've acquired that property. And some things to look at. Let's look at the actual budget itself, the mortgage, HOA, insurances, and here's the part that tricks a lot of people up. The biggest thing that tricks a lot of people up, you guessed it, utilities. If you've upsized, you're looking at more water usage, you're looking at more heat, cooling, gas, electric. We're looking at all those things. So we want to make sure that we take that in consideration when looking at our budget. And then some of us, we want to go the extra mile and get a couple lickies and chewies. And what I mean by lickies and chewies, we want to go out there, we want to buy furniture, and we want to buy all this added stuff. Listen, before you do all that, let's go ahead and sit down and rerun our budget to make sure our budget is on point, okay? So that's the first step. The second step, or the second thing to take in consideration is the maintenance of the property. That also goes into maintenance, but when I say the maintenance of the property, we now have to take in consideration preventative maintenance steps, if you will. And what are these steps? We are looking at things like air filters. We're looking at things like cleaning out the gutters. We're looking at checking these smoke alarms every now and again. All these things need to be taken into consideration, and these are going to be just a couple steps to make you a little bit better. Let's talk home security. A lot of us decide that we want to make sure that we are securing our assets, our family members, loved ones, and we want to do that, right? And we want to make sure that because we're moving into a new neighborhood, that of course we want to do those sort of things. So when we're talking about home security, don't forget that also goes into the budget, and that's also going to be part of your monthly checks. Why your monthly checks? Because if you're not paying that bill, guess what? You might have a breach, or at least check the alarm to make sure that that alarm is working. Now, here's a key tip. If you have small children, or you have people that lose the keys, teenagers a lot, or myself who loses a key a lot, here's something to think about. Instead of getting one of those super duper locks, right? How about we get a cipher lock where all you gotta do is punch in the key, and you could also control it from remote places, as well as give other people like the plumber or contractors access to the property. So now you have everybody who's supposed to be in the property, and you can properly maintain and verify these people because they have their own unique codes, and the little ones and the loved ones are not locked out of their property. All right, so now we're into home improvements. Now listen, there are some of us out there that, you know, when we bought the home, we thought that we had a lot of time to make home improvements, and you have these great ideas. You want to put on this deck, this pergola, you want to redo the bathroom, but listen, don't do that right away. Let's wait for 30, 60, 90 days, get our bills in order, make sure that our budget is right, and we've taken care of that before we jump into that. But now we're starting to get into that phase, right? So here's some things to consider when you're in that phase. Again, it's gonna go back to number one, which is the budget, right? So we're gonna knock the budget out. Next thing we wanna look at is we wanna look at the time it's gonna take to do certain repairs, especially when we talk about major stuff like kitchens, bathrooms. If you only have one bathroom, how are we using the bathroom? Are we putting a porta potty out back? I don't know. These are things to take in consideration. If you're doing the kitchen, what are you going to do for food and that sort of thing while the contractor's in there? And if you do have contractors there, are you living there while they're in there? They're in these major repairs. These are all things to think about as you're doing your repairs, okay? All right, so now for the last one, and that is get involved with your community. Get up, get out of the house, mingle with your neighbors, see what's going on with the HOA. I'm not saying that you have to be a member or one of those people in the HOA that's sitting on the committee. I'm not saying any of those things, but it would be good. But get out there and start getting a feel for your neighborhood. So now you can be a good steward for your neighborhood the same way you want your neighbors to be a good steward when you move into the neighborhood. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about or anything that I didn't talk about, or you think that I should add anything, please feel free to leave something in the comments. Give me a call. One of my other teammates will call. We are here, Black Line 13176 Jefferson Avenue. Can't wait to hear from you. And listen, enjoy your home and come back and see us here at Black Line Realty. We are your real estate consultants. All right, take care. And congratulations once again.